This is real tea, real tea. This is real, okay? It will help you. Hi everyone, my name is Domonique. I am Bria's line sister, and she requested that I share my job search story. I feel like with the job search process, everyone goes through it, whether it's transitioning to a new job, whether it's being laid off, looking for new work. Everybody has had some type of experience. So from my personal journey, a friend of the family, she knew that her company was hiring. She let me know since I was graduating soon, and yeah, she put in a good word for me. I had my resume together, sent it over to her. She sent it to the hiring manager at the time. I applied and everything. So a few weeks went by, I got a call offering me the job. I took it, of course, moved back home and started my career, or my life in corporate America as a recent college grad. Of course, I had no experience, no internships, nothing through the line. So I was working for a corporate trust bank, and they handle big accounts for hospitals and just huge corporations. So it was very secure, very prominent company, and I was so grateful to be there. After a while, I started noticing, of course, I was the youngest person in the whole building, it felt like. So I really didn't have anyone to relate to. So I clung to older people. I mean, I really didn't have any choice, and who doesn't want friends at work? So did that whole thing, but I still just wasn't fulfilled or felt kind of happy. And then finding out that I was one of the very few people there that had a degree. Okay, nothing against people that don't have a degree, because you don't have to have one to succeed, but I got mine for a reason, because I don't want to be stagnant or stuck in a certain position. And most of the people there have been there for 15 to 20 years and in the same position. I was like, whoa, flag on the play. Like, that's not where I want to be. I don't want to just stay there. I'm looking towards management. Even though I don't want to be in corporate America for the rest of my life, while I am spending my time there, I want to be growing. Period. Like, period, point blank. So that was always in the back of my mind, and I would have a few run-ins with some executives that would come, and the kind of attitude that they had, I wasn't really feeling at all. And my first manager there, loved her. Second one, So that played a huge part, and I had never, ever had to bump heads with someone as much as I bumped heads with her. And it was to the point where I couldn't stand being in the presence of that person. I couldn't even stand being in the presence of the job, period. I was just so fed up. So I was like, okay, it's time to move on. I'm heading to my 2 years mark, and I want to be out of here. Like, I got these I'm going to have these 2 years under my belt, and I can use the experience that I've learned and go elsewhere. This was a time where I had my first apartment. I was doing all the young adult, prospering, adulting, all that stuff. And me being unhappy with my job really took a toll on my whole life. Skin breaking out. Like, I was depressed. I was at home in the bed constantly. I'll come home from work and be in the bed at 5:30 and wouldn't get out until I had to drug myself out to go to work. So of course I was like, okay, it's time for a change. I'm too young for this. Like, no ma'am, no sir. Like, heck no. So I started reaching out to people. Hey, you work here and here. Could you help me? Do you know anybody? Do you know of any open positions? Blase. So I started working my connections as well as looking on my own. And honestly, looking on my own was the best thing that I could do. All the other connections that I knew could not give me an interview. So I literally lived on Indeed. I lived on LinkedIn. Like, they have so many jobs. job postings that helped me so much. And I just had to do it on my own. I will constantly reach out to my mom, hey girl, and get her to help me with my resume and constantly fixing it to fit different job descriptions, which is another thing that I did not know. When you're applying for jobs, do not send the same exact resume to each job. No, you need to review each job description and change your resume each time you apply to those jobs to fit that job description, because nowadays people aren't reading resumes until you get interviewed. Honestly, before somebody even really touches your resume, it's going through a computer system and it's picking out and pulling those keywords that are in the job description. They're in the job description. So all you have to do, I'm not saying copy the job description, please do not do that, but if the job description literally fits what you do or have experience in to the T, then I would copy and paste, edit it a little bit, but don't take out those keywords, for real. Only if you have those actual requirements. I do not suggest, if you don't have a certain type of skill set, to still put on your resume, because you never know how that could play against you. Because honestly, it could get you in the door. But then when they asking you questions and scenario questions, or if you get the job and you really have to do that and they expect you to know without training, then what you gonna do? Resumes was the biggest thing. Cover letters just say so much about you. That's a huge thing that people do not do anymore. A cover letter is very important. It's your introduction. It's a chance for you to give them a little bit of your personality, just a little bit, summarize your actual current job duties if you want to do that. And I suggest having references, a reference list as well, at least 5 people that are non-blood related. I mean, unless they have a different last name, maybe you can finesse that, but I don't suggest it. Again, I do not suggest it. Back to my story. So I was applying, reject, and I'm not even exaggerating. I can pull up the emails to show you all the rejections that I got, and it really crushed me. Like, I just didn't understand. I'm working so hard. This is another job. Applying for a new job is another job on top of the full-time job you already have. I was at work applying to other places. I don't suggest doing that, but I was so fed up. I was like, okay, I'm about to do my little 1-2 for the day, and now it's time to focus on me and get to where I need to be. I don't care who sees it, because it is what it is. If you fire me, I can get unemployment. I was doing that, oh my gosh, constantly. So my current job now, amazing company, Fortune 100, Fortune 50, Fortune 25 company. But I honestly got in the door by myself. Not a sorority connection. Shout out to my sorority. Not a friend connection, not a family connection, no kind of connections but the good Lord Jesus Christ, okay? I applied to this company, and this is no exaggeration, 27 times.
27 times.
I just wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up, even though I was literally right here, like right here. I was so fed up. I was at wit's end. I was like, Lord, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't understand, like, why? Even though I was so mad and upset and crying and just torn up, I just kept going. But another thing that you have to do, faith without work is dead. I encourage having faith, and I encourage putting in that work, and I encourage you to just let it go. Okay, I'm applying to this job. I'm not gonna worry about it no more. Here it is. Let it go. I'm not gonna get a headache over it. If it wasn't meant for me, it will be for me, no matter what. And that's just the mindset that I had to have. I had to, or I would not have made it to this point. Yeah, I applied for 7 times. The last application I filled out was for the department that I'm in, but it wasn't the specific job that I'm doing, which is totally fine. I'm happy. Yeah, and once I got that call, of course everybody calls you at the same time. Once you get one call, you're gonna have so many calls after that. It's gonna be a mess. I was grateful, but I was a mess. I'm already indecisive. It's hard for me to make major decisions. It takes so much time for me to do that. It's to the point where I have to literally cover my eyes up and go eeny, meeny, miny, mo when it comes to different things like that, because I cannot decide. I don't know what that is. I just can't decide. So it was down to the wire, and I picked my current situation. Turnover was so fast. I believe I got the call for the interview Tuesday. The interview was on Friday. 10 minutes after the interview, HR person called me and said, hey, they love you. I just want to let you know that they're probably going to pick you. So enjoy your weekend. Don't stress. Tuesday, I got my offer letter. I accepted my offer. Did my drug test that same week. Everything. Put in my 2 weeks notice that next week. Took me a week vacation and then started where I'm at. It was awesome. So awesome. And I mean, I just say all that to say, like, you just can't give up. As cliche as it sounds and as hard as it is, because you're going to get to that point where you are ready to break. If the wind blows too hard, you falling apart. That's it. I'm done. But if you have faith, right in the nick of time, everything will come to fruition. Everything that you pray for, everything that you manifest, everything will come. It will come. So don't say I didn't tell you.